We will not be held responsible for any hearing impairments or damage caused to you from excessive exposure to this sound.
Hey CJ, remember that one time?
Oh yeah, it was fucking epic.
You're listening to
Remember That One Time,
the Inappropriate Storytime Podcast
with CJ,
and Chris.
and these are not your mama's fairy tales. I'm here.
Yo, I'm really sad that our listeners don't get to hear that sweet music that happens before we connect to each other.
Oh,
It's
the
like, no, it's like bum ba da dum da dum ba da dum. Like, do you not get that?
No.
No, okay, just kidding. I wish anybody other than me could hear it because it's an elevator banger for real.
Wow, an elevator banger. I like
Exactly. It's when you're like, oh, okay, well, this isn't boring elevator music. I can jam to this. Now, granted, I'm not going to play it for the dance floor, but I can jam. This isn't bad. I don't hate it, and I don't want to jump off a building.
that. Okay, that's good.
Right, it's good. Well, now that we've covered that, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Remember That One Time with your host, Chris.
And CJ.
And this episode, we are going to talk about the mystical, the mysterious, legendary apartment on Maine. You've all heard about it, and we are going to dive deep. We're going to put on our swimmies and our snorkels, and we're going to get elbow deep in this shit.
Hell yeah.
Yes. So, a little bit of backstory. We both collectively left our husbands at the same time. Now, this isn't some sort of like Thelma and Louise, we fell in love with each other, dumped our guys, and moved in and got married or anything crazy.
I don't think Thelma and Louise fell in love with each other. I think they just like killed a bunch of people and fucked some shit.
Maybe I was watching a different movie. Maybe I shouldn't have been looking it up on Pornhub, whatever. But still, it wasn't that situation.
But we did decide to leave our husbands on the same day.
Yeah.
And I remember exactly, we were standing in Target.
In Target,
like,
yeah.
I don't know why, like something
on
about
Cinco
Target.
de Mayo.
On Cinco de Mayo. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to leave Seth. I'm going to ask him for a divorce tonight.
Yeah, and that was the day
Chris
that
was
I
like,
got
"Me
my
too."
pregnancy test that was positive, and I was like, bro, I done fucked up.
And Chris was like, I want to be a single mom.
Right? No, I'm like, I don't want to be anything. I need you to throw me out of your truck as soon as possible. Fuck this noise. I'm out.
I got you.
Right? Hashtag true friends.
Right.
So, yeah, the exact same day we were both like, it's kind of like those times when you're across the room and you look at somebody and you like lock eyes and nod and you just know. You're like, oh yeah. I know exactly what we're plotting here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It just
I'm pretty sure we called each other that night and we're like, is it done? Yeah,
right.
It's done.
Have you delivered the goods? Has the eagle landed?
It has.
It has. It was actually just kind of a coincidence that it just happened to sync up that way.
Yep.
So that's what happened. We both collectively lost our husbands. Yeah, left our husbands, and we were like, well, I don't want this house, and I need it out of my life, so I need a place to live. And we both were like, well, there's this place that we've talked about either buying or moving into since we were about, 14.
Yep.
And it happens to be up for rent. So what better than us move in together in our dream apartment? Granted, we're like 10 years too late, but it happens.
This has been a while ago. We were still young. I mean, we're kind of still, we're young-ish now, but like we were still pretty young. I mean, I
this was
24. You were 25.
Yeah, I was 25. Yeah, because it was we moved in not April. Well, it was spring.
It was March or April. Yeah.
Yeah, it was spring of 2013.
13. Yep.
Yeah, because I remember I filed for divorce on 12/12/12.
I got my divorce papers on Halloween of 2012. Like nice. Finalized, like it is like completed.
I dig it. That's amazing. Yeah, actually I got my completed divorce papers on my birthday.
Oh, how sweet.
I know, right? I thought about framing them, but whatever. So, I've had a complete brain loss here. Yeah, so
Anyway, we found the apartment.
exactly. We called up Papa Doyle and we're like, Papa Doyle, and we were like, dude, we want to rent this shit. We're about to make your building so poppin', you don't even know what to do.
Like, I don't even care how much it costs. I didn't even ask what the rent was. Doesn't matter.
We were gonna make it work. So yeah, we took the tour of it and we're like, this is weird, but it's cool. So the bedroom I'm gonna be staying in used to be 2 rooms, and they used to be tanning bedrooms. So there's no carpet, it's all linoleum. And I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. It's gonna be cold, but whatever. And then the room that CJ's in has like this secret door to Narnia that you like, in order to get from the stairs in the foyer, you have to go through her closet. You're like, what kind of magical world is this?
I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then our kitchen was like this 6-inch nook that if you stood back to back, you couldn't, you had to kind of squish next to each other to get in.
Yeah. If you had opened the fridge or the oven, like, you were trapped in there. You couldn't get out.
Right? We should have made a fort.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing.
I know. Open the fridge, open the oven. Now, don't like turn the oven on or anything, because we found 2 women dead in their apartment of carbon monoxide poisoning.
What?
Or whatever it is. Is it monoxide, dioxide? I don't know.
I don't think it's either. I don't think you can get.
Fuck, I don't know. Gas? Is it gas when you like put your head in the oven and turn it on and you die? Or is it just fucking heat because you
if you have a gas stove or a gas oven, but if you just plug it into the wall, I'm pretty sure that's just electricity, and there's no gases involved.
Okay, now I know now that you said electricity, but the way you said it made it sound like you said it's just Electric City. Like, we're up in Electric City now. Like, it's not just like electric. That's Electric City. Just the way you said that, I was like, man, you're getting dope on me.
Wow.
It's Electric City. But
right, yeah. We're going to go to Electric City.
Right? It's next to Funky Town.
Apparently.
Right down Electric Avenue. What?
Oh my God, stop while you're ahead.
Right? Dad jokes for the win.
Right?
Yeah. So we didn't make a fort with appliances, and now I'm really sad about that. And whoever lives there
needs to go back and do it all over again.
Exactly. Whoever lives there needs to let us in so we can accomplish this. Oh, let's shave our heads and tell them it's our Make-A-Wish.
Oh my God, that's terrible. But it might work.
I know. Have you met me?
Right.
Exactly. So, yeah. So I'm gonna have to like edit this with my yes. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So we had some other features that didn't come pre-installed. We'll get to the big thing that came pre-installed that we were pretty fucking psyched about.
That was amazing.
But yeah, there were some other things that we brought with us. And one of those things that everyone should have in every home or apartment, if you've got friends that come to visit you, really it's just a hospitable thing. You're not a true host or hostess if you don't have this available to your visitors. And what is that, CJ?
Honestly, I don't know, because it really could be anything on our list.
It's the first thing on our list.
Oh, the communal candy and condom cup. When you need a little pick-me-up, everyone's a winner.
Exactly. You want candy? I got you. You're about to get boned? I got you. Either way, you're taken care of. You want some candy and a condom? Feel free. We're all about being safe and sweet. We don't want you to get AIDS. We don't want you to get pregnant. God forbid. We don't want you to go
hungry.
Exactly. If your blood sugar's a little bit low, you need to get your heart pumping with an erection, and you need to get your blood sugar up, I will give you a Twix. We're down. We got people's back.
It was kind of like, at a Chinese restaurant, they pass out fortune cookies, and it's supposed to like tell you how the rest of your night's going to go. It's close your eyes and draw from the communal candy and condom cup, and that'll tell you, are you going to die fat and alone, or are you going to get laid tonight?
Exactly. Now, do you remember what sat next to the communal candy and condom cup? It was
No.
oh God, I don't remember what we called it, but it was either a Kleenex box or a Tupperware thing that like we wrote stuff down in it
The
and we put it
box
in
of
there.
forgotten ideas.
That's it, the box of forgotten ideas. I wish we could find that now.
Dude.
And I literally forgot about it until now.
Yes. Well, it was something, we called it the box of something and forgotten ideas. Because we'd just be sitting there, you know, drunk, eating ice cream out of the carton and be like, oh my God, we should totally do this. But we were too drunk to do it at the time, and we didn't want to forget about it. So we'd write it down on a piece of paper and put it inside this tissue box. So that when we were sober and able to, we could like draw a thing out of there and be like, oh, this is really cool. And then other times we would draw something and be like, oh, I don't have near enough money to do that. Or, oh, that's kind of illegal.
Right.
Or whatever. You know, sometimes it was a really great idea. Other times it was just really fucking stupid.
Or there's times when we couldn't even find it because our drunk ass like put it in the fridge instead.
Yep. Very true.
Yeah, so I wish we could find that.
Oh.
Speaking of things that were on the fridge, we also had this whiteboard. We had two of them. One was on one side of the fridge, the other was on the other. The one on the right side said CJ and Chris's house, but it was spelled HOWSE instead of HOUSE. And I don't really know why, but underneath each letter, it was like an acronym. So it said House of Wickedly Slutty Emus.
Yep.
I think that was a drunk night
home
thing.
of
home.
wicked slutty emus.
Yes, home of wicked slutty emus. Exactly. That is who we were. That is what we identified as that night.
Wicked slutty emus. I would really like to know where that came from. Why?
Right. Well, haven't we all felt like a slutty emu at one point?
Apparently. I'm gonna add that to my list of insults. Next time I really, really want to hurt someone's feelings, I'm just gonna call them a slutty emu.
Well, I don't know, man. They've got that like long, slender neck, and they could be cute, I guess. Yeah. Slutty, maybe. I don't know what I'm going on about. And then there were a lot on the other side of the refrigerator. There was another whiteboard, and we kind of cycled a bunch of shit written down. What was the point of it? Was it just shit we said when we were drunk, or was it just stupid shit that was said in the apartment at all?
I think it was a little of both, honestly. I mean, I'm looking at one of the pictures right now, and it said, and I mean, I wish I could remember like where these came from or what we were thinking, but this one here, it says, you got to go through the bush before you get to the oasis. And I'm assuming that meant something about somebody not shaving their bush, and I don't really know.
Yeah, I know it's not about the band because I can't stand Oasis, so I don't think it would be anything about that, but I would assume that Oasis is a reference to somebody's vajayjay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I just don't know who and why they have a bush, and why do you have to go through it to get to the Oasis? Why can't you go around it? But
our luck, it was probably your Chris, and he's like, I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. What were some of the other ones on there?
Let's see. You two are tax exempt because you have face pubes. I'm assuming we were talking to probably Chris and Ben.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, who else other than Chris? But yeah, Ben hung out there a lot.
Yeah, so apparently having a beard makes you tax exempt.
Tax exempt from what? Like just federal taxes?
Yes. I mean, if it makes you exempt from federal taxes, like, I mean, I'll give it a second thought.
I know, right?
Like, I mean, that's a big deal.
Right.
We love Chris's angry mom voice. I don't really know why he would have had an angry mom voice.
Is this before or after I started doing my like crazy New Jersey mom voice? You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Steven, where's the meatloaf? You know.
Oh my God. No,
Crazy.
I have no idea what that's about. And then the last one on this picture says, "I'll go with you and we'll both be ghost raped." And
it was so enthusiastically said too.
I'm assuming that this was probably, we were in the apartment drunk at night and the lights were out and we needed to go to another room to get something, and one of us was scared to go by ourselves and we wanted the other one to come with us, and the other one jumped up and said, "I'll go with you and we'll both be ghost raped."
You know, that sounds entirely plausible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go with that.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds like something we would have said the night of your bachelorette party.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what episode we're gonna throw it into. It may get next week is other bestie stories, so we can include little sister and our friend Tabby Cat that you met on Halloween, and we can include their story about the bachelorette party.
That's true. We could do that. Yep.
I dig it. That's a plan. Anyways, sidetracked.
Yep.
So there's a little thing that you can look forward to. Next one is more ghost rape.
Yes. So I'm looking at the second picture of the whiteboard.
And all these pictures will be posted throughout the week and on our website as well after this.
Yes. So you can see it's got all this stuff written on it, but someone has drawn over all of the writing, and it looks like a picture of a woman. At least from the waist up, it's a woman, and she appears to have her hands in her crotch, but then you look down at her crotch and she has a ball sack. So
that's up for artistic expression.
Somebody drew over our words with that. A masturbating transvestite, I guess.
I'm willing to bet that was Ben.
Yeah, probably so. Oh, and the nipples are like, there's like 4 nipples. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe they're just like cloned or something. I don't know. It looks really strange. So
it's up for interpretation.
Yeah. Just draw your own conclusions. So at the top it says, "Don't ever call me a dirty girl."
Wow.
And maybe
that couldn't have been either of us, because I'm pretty sure we've both asked to be called a dirty girl.
So maybe that's where the picture comes from. Maybe somebody saw that and drew, I don't know. And then underneath that it said, "Never expected to sing Gwen Stefani into a crock pot."
All right. I mean, same.
Right? I mean, does anybody expect to sing Gwen Stefani? And I'm not really
I don't even know if you know enough Gwen Stefani songs to even sing anything.
I really, really don't. I have no idea.
Unless we're like screaming BANANAS.
I mean, I really don't even like Gwen Stefani because #Team Miranda, but whatever.
Oh my God.
Let's see. The next one is, "I was chipmunking my turkey. We can still finger Yankees."
What?
Oh wait, maybe that's 2 different things.
I was chipmunking.
So I was still chipmunking my turkey, period. I think that's the end of that one.
Okay,
and then the next one is, "We can still finger Yankee Doodle."
Okay,
I understand the whole fingering Yankee Doodle thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know exactly what that is, because I still finger Yankee Doodle on the regular.
Yeah, I do too. I just did it right now.
You know what? I think that we should not explain that, and only band kids will get it.
Yes.
There you go. Hands up if you fingered Yankee Doodle within the last year.
My hand's up.
Yep, and I know at least 2 more listeners are.
Yes. Hell yes.
Yes. fingering Yankee Doodle Club. We're members.
Okay, the next one. I really, really wish I remember why we said this, because it's fucking hilarious. And it's in really pretty handwriting. So I think it's Ben's handwriting. And it says, Asians don't marry for love. They marry for chicka chicka chink chink. You have to do it.
I mean, slightly racist. So that also tells me, I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, I could understand if it was like chicka chicka bow wow, like they do it for the sex, the sexy.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's just Asians, personally. I think there's a lot of people that don't marry for love. They marry for chicka chicka chink chink. You have to do it. Like,
I guess
pretty much like everybody that's ever like been to a shotgun wedding.
Right. That's
kind of what that's about. You have to do it.
Oh, okay. Is it because somebody's knocked up? Is that what this is about?
I guess. Do we know any Asians that got knocked up?
Do we know any Asians at all?
No, I don't.
Other than the one that you insulted about his uncircumcised penis, I don't think so.
I didn't actually know him.
Well, still, you saw his dick. God, aren't you glad that your husband doesn't listen to this?
He knows that story.
I know, but still. You imagine him like just driving down the road. He's in fucking Arkansas or some shit. It's like, they're talking about my wife looking at some Asian boy's penis.
Oh my God. Oh, no, actually,
I love us.
He's heard that story many times. Because it's
sure.
funny. I mean, I don't care who you are. That's a funny story.
It is. It's great.
It's funny. If you can't laugh at it, then get the hell off of our podcast, because you're not funny enough to be here.
Right. We should get Ben on here. Well, he won't, because he'll be convinced that the government's listening or some shit. So
yep.
He won't ever be on this podcast.
That's also going to be another episode down the line about the government listening in on things.
Oh, yeah. Conspiracy theories.
Way too many stories about that.
Yeah.
Oh, so update for everybody that's listening and anybody that cares. I got my passport in the mail today, so awesome. I'm not going to federal prison. So yay me.
Which is good, because she also got her new tits in the mail. So...
Oh yeah, do I sound different?
What?
I don't know. I thought...
Is it because they like push your esophagus up further or something? I don't know.
I just thought new tits would make me sound different, I guess.
Yeah, they make you sound like this.
Oh, God.
Now that I've got my sultry new titties. Dude, I can't even do that with a straight face. Ew.
I mean, but
I'm gross.
How come you don't sound like that all the time? Because you've had big tits your whole life.
Dude, because my tits, I don't even have my bra on, so I'm lucky not to trip on them.
Yes.
Yeah, just like my favorite quote from, was The Nutty Professor, I think.
Oh, yeah. I love that one.
Exactly. I felt this sharp pain in my chest. I thought I was having a heart attack. I looked down. I'm standing on my titty.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, I didn't want them that big, but I do wish I had gotten them a little bit bigger.
Update. I have good news.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, I just peeled a piece of cherry sucker off of my t-shirt that I dropped somewhere between 1 and 2 p.m. today at my desk. And I'm very excited about it because this is delicious.
What?
So
you peeled and ate it off your shirt?
Yes. So
work
bestie. I'm gonna call her Amelia for purposes, I guess. I don't know. How about Kate? Kate's fine. I'm gonna call her Kate. And Kate gave me this cherry ring pop because she was like, "You look like you're sad and you need some sugar, so here, eat this." And so I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Even though I'm at the front desk, I'm totally going to eat this red sucker that is gonna paint my teeth and my tongue bright cherry red. So please believe I did. And apparently when I crunched it, a piece of this sticky ass sucker fell and glued itself onto my shirt. And I was just like, what is on my shirt? So I peeled it off and I'm like, well, it doesn't look like it's going to kill me. So what do? you put it in your mouth. And I'm like, oh, this is part of my sucker. I am so happy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Almost tastes like a Pop Rock. Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
What were we
Anyway.
doing?
I had just pulled up the next picture of the whiteboard, and I was about to tell everybody about panty ashes.
Nice.
Except I don't remember what panty ashes were about.
I know what hat ashes would be, but not panties. Yeah, you want to go ahead and go to that, and we can come back to the whiteboard.
Okay. Well, I feel like I told this story, or maybe I've told it so many times.
It was probably told when we went over our online dating episode.
Oh yeah, that's probably
but
right.
It should be like slightly mentioned again because it happened in the apartment.
Exactly. And we have a picture now because
we do have a picture. Yeah, we've got proof.
We have a shit ton of pictures. Like, I feel like we should have just released all of the pictures and let people draw their own conclusions, and then explain it all.
That is the point, because even though we're talking right now, they're not going to hear this until like Friday.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
You're right.
Okay. So I'm so glad you know what you're doing.
Right. I'm just here to talk and be funny and look pretty with my new tits.
Right. So yeah, I had a date with this guy, and it seemed like it went pretty well. I mean, I had a good time. He had a good time.
LOL, joke's on you.
Apparently. And we had gone down to the river, and we spent like the whole day there. And he had brought a cooler with like a bunch of drinks, a bunch of snacks. He had like a change of clothes. He brought a bunch of stuff. And he ended up leaving some of it at my apartment. And I mean, I caught it before he left. I was like, hey, you left your cooler and all this. And he was like, well, we're getting together next week. I'll just leave it. I'll get it next week. And I was like, okay. I mean, he left like a shit ton of stuff. I mean, it was a nice cooler. And like, he had like a hat and a shirt, some jeans, I think another pair of like water shoes.
Did he leave his panties? Is that what the panty ashes are?
No, I didn't burn his panties. But and he left like a shit ton of beer in the cooler.
Hell
and so
yeah.
I was like, I mean, I felt pretty confident that there was going to be a second date, because I mean, all that stuff, like, I mean, we're talking like a couple $100 worth of stuff, because his cooler was nice. And there was a shit ton of beer in it. So, yeah, he straight up stood me up for the second date. And so I
completely ghosted.
Yeah, I burned his hat.
Right there in the sink.
Right there in the kitchen sink, I burned it. I set it on fire.
Did we have something like playing in the background? I vaguely remember this being some sort of ritual.
There ain't no telling, but I'm pretty sure I sent him a video of it.
Oh, that's amazing. And
it was like, I don't know, I can't even remember what kind of hat it was. Let me see if it's in the picture.
It's probably some sort of sports team.
Yeah. Like, and that's kind of why I was hoping that he would be upset about it being burned.
That's right. We just put a hex on your fucking team, and they're going to lose every single game now.
Well, the hat it's
like Michigan or something stupid.
Well, it's front side down, so I can only see the back side of the logo. And it's some kind of sports logo. It looks like an L and a D, or an L and a G. I don't know.
Louisiana?
I have no idea. It's dark blue. And I mean, I don't know. It looks like the stitching, the logo might be red or orange. I don't know. Some sports fanatic will be able to see it, even though it's backwards and mirrored and
halfway burnt to death,
obscured and burnt. He'll be able to be like, oh, that's such and such team.
There you go. The first person that can tweet us with the correct answer gets a free VIP membership to our website.
Hell yeah.
Which it means nothing because we don't have a paid website.
They get bragging rights. You get bragging rights.
Yes.
You get to say that you successfully identified a backwards, faded, partially charred sports logo. That you're that good. You know what? Send it to Wes at the 5-Star Show. See how good at sports he is.
That's it. If you tweet us with the correct answer, we will get Wes at the 5-Star Show to shout you out. How about that?
Hell yeah.
You can be featured on our website. How about that?
There you go.
Under our shout outs page. And that is something we do have.
Yes, we do.
Exactly. So
anyway, moving on.
on.
Oh, why don't you tell them about the sick, twisted game that you came up with to scare me? How about that?
So one of our awesome permanent fixtures of the apartment was this gigantic stand-up tanning bed. So what I started doing is there is this album by Billy Joel. It's Piano Man. And go to Google right now. Now, don't do it if it's like 10 o'clock at night when you're listening. Do this in the daylight. You might want to have a friend beside you too, so you don't get too scared. But Google Billy Joel Piano Man vinyl album. And the picture that will come up is obviously the cover of the album. And it is genuinely terrifying because it's in like this black and white tone. So it's kind of like has this misty ghost face.
Yeah, he looks like he's straight up dead and decomposing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So what we would do, I mean, I started it because I thought it was funny and I like to watch CJ piss on herself. I would start putting it, I think the very first time we put it in the tanning bed, what did I do? Like hang it from the middle where it was kind of hanging down or something?
Probably.
I don't remember, but I know I put it in the tanning bed so that when dripping wet, she gets out of the shower naked and runs across the apartment to the tanning bed to dry off, because that's how ghetto we are, is using the tanning bed for a
hair dryer.
A hair dryer. And
I mean, it worked. Did it not?
It did.
It got me like completely dry in like 10 minutes.
Right? It was like super windy as fuck in there. It's like hot and windy. It felt like a hurricane.
Yep.
So I'd put it in there and she goes dripping wet, naked, running into it. She opens the door and this like ridiculous screech happens. She like slams the door back, locks the door to the room, locks her bedroom door. She calls me and she's like, "Chris, somebody's in the apartment. I don't know why, but they're in our tanning bed. And they've been hiding there probably for 3 weeks. They're trying to kill me. I don't know why. I don't know who these people are." She's like completely freaking out. And so I fessed up. I was like, "How about you open that door again, you dumbass, and take a closer look?" And that's when the verb Billy Joeling became a thing. Because then to get retribution, she would put it like in the bathtub. So when you open the curtain, he'd be staring at you, or in the fridge, or the microwave, or my favorite, in the kitchen cabinets. Yep. That way it's like right there at face level.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you taped it above my bed once too.
I did. I taped it on the ceiling above your bed. So that was a long con. That was one of my favorites. And then, so that was when we first started moving in. Well, then later, the restaurant downstairs had this cardboard cutout of Jason Aldean. And they were going to just throw it away in the dumpster. And CJ's like, "Fuck no, that's my husband. Bring him up here." So how much did you pay for it?
$30.
Yeah, she paid $30 for a cardboard cutout of Jason Aldean.
Life size. Don't forget. That's the most important part. Life size.
Yes, life size cutout. And then we started moving him around different places in the apartment. Especially if we had like people visiting, if we had like a dinner party or something, we would start out with him in one room and then we would like keep people distracted while the other one of us picked him up and moved him to a different position in a different room. And people are like, "What the fuck?" Like, I could have sworn he was just over there. And we would play completely stupid. We'd be like, "No, he's been sitting there this entire time." Exactly. And we would sometimes just move him like just enough of, like if we moved from the left of the room to the right of the room, we'd move him just enough to make it look like he was following and watching. Yeah.
It was great.
Jason Aldean was hella creepy. So those are the celebrities that we had lurking around our apartment at all times.
Yep.
Now, there was a third celebrity that popped up in our bathroom.
Oh, God.
You remember that one? And this,
Yeah.
I completely sprung it on CJ. I didn't even tell her that this was going to happen.
This
So,
is literally the most off the wall thing.
actually, technically, it was on the wall.
Whatever.
Explain.
It was literally the weirdest thing you've ever come up with. I don't know. I don't understand it.
So, what happened when you went to use the restroom?
Matt Damon was watching me pee, and he liked what he saw.
Now, see, to people that don't know what we're talking about, you're probably picturing like either a look-alike or actual Matt Damon standing in our bathroom perving out over watching some girl pee. But no, it was a printout picture that literally said, Matt Damon is watching you pee and he likes what you see. And I taped it right across from the toilet so that if you're a lady, when you sat down to pee, that's the first thing you saw at eye level.
It was creepy.
Yeah, so especially with guests who would come to the apartment, they'd be like, so something weird's happening in your bathroom?
Oh, wait, we had another celebrity too. Britney Spears was on our
Oh,
on our
yeah.
fridge.
Yeah, we had the picture of Britney Spears that was like, if Britney can go through, if Britney can get through 2007, you can get through this day.
Yep, with a picture of her like bashing that car with the umbrella.
Yeah, completely bald.
Yep, that was
was
really
fantastic.
inspirational. That got me through some tough shit.
Right?
I'll tell you what, it really did.
Let's see. So about moving Jason Aldean around during like dinners is what I mentioned. We used to have a specific dinner that we would do probably once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might have actually already talked about this with our online dating episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's when we were doing it the most. Because I mean, the whole thing was dinner for schmucks, and it was like see who could invite the weirdest person over for dinner. And I mean,
Yeah,
let's be
we
real.
totally stole it from the movie, but
yeah,
still.
like, but let's be real. Like, the best place to find weird people is online dating.
Oh yeah,
So
for
when
sure.
we were in the midst of online dating, that was where we got most of our weird ass people.
Oh yeah, pure gold. That place was a gold mine.
I'll tell you what, I endured some pretty terrible dates just in order to win that game.
Oh yeah, what about that like really, really creepy guy that just randomly showed up? So we were like, well, fuck it, we'll have a dinner since he's already here. But he worked at like Kroger and he came over, he like found our address somehow, and he came over while, and you know what you were cooking for dinner? Placenta. Fucking disgusting.
Should have served it to him.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, well, you're already here. So, like, I guess you can have some of our food, but please leave as soon as you can because you.
Yeah. And he would, like, you found him somewhere.
I don't even know.
That was your dude. So you won that time.
I guess. Yeah, I definitely won that time. There was the other guy that we brought home that had the really bad like lisp or whatever.
Oh yeah, and his wife died like last week.
Yeah,
like
that was terrible.
Yeah, he was still wearing his wedding ring.
Yeah,
I mean, like, not that he should take it off after a week, but you also shouldn't be on an online date if your wife died last week. I mean, just personally, I just think that's kind of messed up. But
right now, my favorite dinner for schmucks of all time is we had a group of friends, and two of our friends had developed into a little more than friends, and they were doing things behind a couple of our other friends' back. And the problem was that everybody knew it except for the girlfriend of the guy. Right. And so literally everybody, it was the most awkward dinner of all time. Like, it was complete silence, and we're all like slurping on our soup. And this girl's like, so how's everybody doing? We're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm going to die. This is awkward and I want to die. And so yeah, that was the worst one that we had. And I think the one directly following that was when we had some extra help with our brownies.
Ugh, yeah. So I have I have two rabbits, and
Yes.
we were at dinner, and some friends were like, "Oh my gosh, your rabbits are so cute, and I want to hold them and everything." And so I went and got one of them, and I held him for a minute, and then she wanted to hold him, and so I passed him to her over the table, and as I did, he dropped a little rabbit pellet dropping right into the brownies.
It was a turd.
Yep.
We had bunny shit brownies.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that should be
mean,
marketed.
right. It just landed just right splat in the middle of the brownies.
Plop.
And I mean, the good thing about rabbit poop is, I mean, it's solid and it's just a little tiny pellet. So,
Yeah, you just flick it off and go about your day.
well, I mean, I didn't just flick it off, but I mean, it didn't bounce around. It just like kind of, I like to undercook my brownies, so it kind of sunk down in the middle.
Oh, God.
So I just
Look like a chocolate chip.
yeah, so I just like cut around that spot and threw that piece away, and we still ate it.
Ew.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to like explain every single picture that's going to go up. You know what? I'm going to put them on our website, and then underneath each picture, I'll put like a small explanation underneath.
There you go.
Ta-da. Because that's my thought was going to be, hey, let's talk about the pictures. But no, let's get some audience participation. And you guys can check out the pictures online on our social media.
Some of them you should just post and be like, draw your own conclusion. Like, what do you think is happening in this picture?
See, that would be great. I'll put it on Twitter, and I'm going to do that. Bam. Look at you, marketing genius.
Right? Because, I mean, some of these are just, I feel like even if we explained, people wouldn't believe us.
The one with me on the couch with my boobs like proudly displayed with my face full of white cream.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I'll let them figure that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your eyes open for our pictures on Twitter. Username will be under Remember T1T. You can find us on Instagram, official_RT1T. Our YouTube channel, I think 5 Star Show is still working on the Beer Olympics, getting that figured out. As soon as we get that taken care of, they'll be up there.
Yep.
You can email us with your stories, which you really, really, really need to do because our next episode kind of depends on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are depending on your submissions. So that's 2 girls, the number numeral 2, 1 terrible podcast at gmail.com. We can be found on Facebook at facebook.com/ChrisNCJ. And from there, you can also find our website. Click on the link below. Let's see. One more thing that I was very happy to have moved out of there. As much as I loved the apartment on Main and would happily go back, the one thing that annoyed the fuck out of me was our one cop that decided he's going to sit directly outside my window and he's going to pull over anything that moves.
Bless him.
At like 2:00 in the morning every single morning.
But he's going to let them get a head start first.
Yeah.
Like half a mile head start. And then he's going to throw on the lights and the sirens, which I feel like unless you're like pursuing somebody that is not stopping, there's really no need for sirens, especially at night. Like, we see your lights, we're going to pull over. It's fine.
Exactly. And also, I am the only vehicle within 30 miles of your vehicle, so I know you're talking to me.
Right. Like, the sirens is just a little bit of overkill. But, exactly. I mean, in his defense, we are out in the boonies, and our town has, like, 300 people, so he's probably just really bored.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was so bored. Yeah, I seriously would not even doubt it if he, like, pulled over a deer that was going over 20. It's like, hey, buddy, you need to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid. So, yeah, he would always have those lights going. So I would roll over, and I'm like, oh, my God, am I having a seizure? Is this the end of the world? What is this? Oh, it's Officer Dickface with his lights again.
Again.
Son of a bitch. Again. So, yeah, everything else was great except for Officer Dickface and his lights. Da 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 da.
So altogether, what did we learn?
I had it and now I've forgotten it. So you go first.
I learned that Billy Joel's fucking scary and I never want to see him ever again. And
Yeah.
I also learned that you should not eat shit brownies.
Yes. And I learned that everyone at one point in their life has identified as a slutty emu.
Hell yeah.
Don't lie and say you haven't.
Right.
Yeah. So next show, tune in. As we've mentioned like 15 times already, the next one is going to be titled Our Other Besties Stories. So we are totally open to submissions. Hit us up on Facebook, email, Twitter, whatevs, and let us know like what we want is when somebody says like, tell me your greatest story. What is the story that you go to after people have had some drinks and you're trying to like entertain or something? Like, what is that one go-to story that you have to tell everybody? The story that no one believes because it's just so crazy.
And obviously it doesn't have to involve us. Just whatever go-to story you've got that just always keeps people laughing.
Exactly. Were you raped by a dolphin at Disney World? We want to hear this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So let us know your crazy stories. And we've got a few already in mind.
Yeah, yes, we do. And also, next time, I am going to research meat sweats and let you guys know what I find. Because before we started recording, Chris said something about have the meat sweats, and I just died.
Yeah.
And so I want to know where that came from. So just like I researched Town Crier, I'm going to research meat sweats, and I'm going to come back at you next time and let you know what's going on and what the meat sweats are all about.
I fully vote to make this a full segment of like CJ researches shit she's never heard, but most other people are already aware of.
Yes.
Like, I'm totally down for this.
Yes.
This turns out amazing because usually there's some sort of picture from Google search that comes up that she's like, what the fuck is this?
Yes.
So this will be a new segment. I'll find something witty to call it. I don't know. CJ learns things. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll bring back the journal readings because we're not even like within the first 1/8 of all these stupid teenage journals. So that is what's going on with the next show. Stay tuned. Anything else, CJ?
No, I think I'm good.
You've said your piece.
I've said my piece.
All right. Well, everyone remember, always say yes to adventures because they become stories. And in the end, that's all we are. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When CJ and I were trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps that people like to listen to? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use too. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. We use Anchor because we live over an hour away and it brings us together as if we're in the same room. The sound quality is better than Skype and more reliable too. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing so, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join us and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.